Hello everyone, we are on another Country Roads Take Me Home. We're starting here at St. Mark's Brown's Church. I just did a short on this. I'm sort of done with trying to walk around anymore today. I gotta save my leg up for tonight, let it rest for a couple hours. But we're starting here. It's out near Turksville, Pennsylvania. I think the address is Schuylkill Haven, but it's probably closer to Pine Grove. So we're starting right here at St. Mark's Brown's Church. It's Brown Church, the intersection of Brown's Church Road and Summer Hill Road. And we will be making a left here and going out to Salem-Hetzels Church, and then make our way out past the beautiful Sweet Arrow Lake and then the Pine Grove. So we're just doing a short journey here today. This is taking a left here on Brown's Road. It's sort of interesting, the St. Mark's Brown's Church. I sort of assumed that Brown's Church is what it's referred to sometimes, as thinking that maybe it's a brown church. No, it's not a brown church. It, in fact, it is a very white church. I think it probably has something more to do with the idea that it was founded probably by somebody with the surname Brown. That would be my guess. I haven't been able to find that information. I only found out that a cemetery was started around 1880, so the church is usually 5 to 10 years before that, before they started having their first burials and so on. That would be my guess. But it's a pretty little country church, and I wanted to visit a couple of these today. And then the drive was so pretty, I was like, you know what? We've never done this drive before. Country Roads Take Me Home. Let's go ahead and do that. So this one's a little more confusing to follow along on. We'll be turning on Wild Cherry Road here shortly in about a quarter of a mile. But it's just a beautiful valley, as you can see. You're driving through really pleasant drive. A lot of these cool old farm roads, sort of a little decrepit, but those are the ones I like. As long as they're not bombed out, like some can be, then I go for something different, but I'm okay with this. So this is Wild Cherry Road that we're going to be making a right on. Sure nobody's coming, and then go on out. But got out today, had some stuff that I had to do earlier, and then decided that I'm gonna go up to Pine Grove and do a couple videos, go up to Sweet Arrow Lake, do a video there, which I really enjoyed, and then hit a couple of these churches I've been wanting to hit for a little while, just to see them, and go from there. There was a EC church. I'm not sure if that's Evangelical Congregational or what, but it was a Zion's up here in, this is Schuylkill County. I may have missed my chance to go over there. I just wanted to check it out at least. Maybe get a picture or two of it. But I don't know. It was fun though. Got to make a couple videos, but my leg has my limitations, and also, even though it's a really nice day today, it's like maybe mid-70s. There's a little bit of a humidity to the air, a little warm, a little bit of a breeze. It just winds out my body. Struggles with that kind of stuff, and it don't do terribly well. If I'm looking at the thing correctly, I am supposed to go left here. Yes, indeedy. have the voice off on the GPS because I want to just have a comfortable and pretty drive with you guys. Go from there. But I do believe I missed that church. Oh well, to come back around. I would have done a long form on St. Mark's Brown's church, but it's a slightly newer cemetery, 1880s, and with as tired as my leg is, I was like, you know what? We're just gonna do a country roads and then go back out to Salem-Hetzels and then go out to Pine Grove and enjoy life. Do a little runabout and go from there. And we will be continuing straight across here. This is a cool name of a road. We're taking slightly different. It's Dad Burnham's Road. So I have no idea who the dad was, but apparently his last name was Burnham, or his first name was Burnham. Don't know, but he was a dad. I think this did take me a slightly different route than I came over here. We'll still get to the same destination, but it's a little different of a drive and a chance to see some more country roads and enjoy that. They're only a couple, like maybe 3 miles apart. There's one of those old, like, little Mennonite schools, Flat Hill School. It is a hill, but it's flat. Aptly named. Always sort of enjoy to be able to go out and do these country roads. It's been a little bit since I did one. So I figure I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity and go do a country roads take me home. There's a unique standing stone. Is that anything? No, it's just a stone standing. I figured, I was like, oh, maybe it's a memorial or a monument of some sort. You never know. You go on roads you've never been on before. You see all kinds of things that you weren't expecting to see, and you're like, oh, it's worth stopping and checking out. Love these wheat fields, especially when they turn to golden brown, which is absolutely stunning. This valley, you just in between probably the Blue Mountain and Second Mountain or something along those lines, maybe a Sharp Mountain, one of them. But it's just so pretty driving through here. And as you guys know, I love old barns, and I like how that barn sits in the middle of that field. I like old barns, and I cannot lie. It's a different song than the original one, but still nonetheless a good song. That's a pretty little barn, aged wood there. I like it. I cannot lie. A lot of tractors out today. I was over at Hetzels and a big tractor came by. Make sure I'm over far enough so I don't wind up getting nailed. Alright, so it looks like I am turning left off of Flat Hill Road onto something road. Not quite sure what that is, but we're on it, and we're not that far away from Hetzels Church. Coming up here on the left, this is it's a pretty church. Interesting because they talk about that on Find a Grave, they built this current church in 1880 from the original log structure, and it's interesting because that's not stone. The cornerstone is definitely stone, but this is a brick building. There on the corner it says 1880, so I have no idea. Let me quick put in the next address of where we're going. Oh, I got out of it. I want to go to Pine Grove, Pennsylvania. There we go. Let's get a start. Make sure I'm heading the right direction, because sometimes it gets confusing. Not sure where I'm heading. Still haven't found what I'm looking for. Found a couple things today. I like when I can get out, get a couple videos. I'm hoping coming up here to get out with the film camera and to Turksville. This is probably, I'm guessing, Hetzels Church Road, or Salem-Hetzels Church Road. But I'd like to get out. I'd like to get my great-grandfather and great-grandmother's cemetery stone done. I got the other 3 done. I'd like to get that one done. And then I'd like to go out to my grandfather Milton and my great-grandmother and grandfather Levi and Lavina, and then Frank Miller's grave out in Outwood. I'd like to be, that is such a pretty little pond there with the fountain. That is just stunning. Here just quick because I got a guy behind me and I want to allow him to get going so I'm not in his or anybody else's way. I'm going a little slower because I don't have anywhere I need to be, and I just want to take my time with you guys and enjoy these country roads. But I want to do that, make a left here on France Road, and that is Frantz, after I would assume the France family. But anyways, I would like to go out there and maybe clean their stone as well. It's all 4 of them on one stone. I think that one's relatively clean as well as some of the other ones I've done, but it's still, I'm hitting family stones, and there's some good stories with those that I can tell about my grandfather Milton, his brother Frank, and of course my great-grandfather and grandmother Levi and Lavina. There's some good stories with them and their history. This is a neat little truck, old 50s truck on the side there. I believe that International, I believe. Very, very cool. This is Route 443 that we're making a left on here. Make sure we don't get hit because we're going a little quicker on here. This will take us, we are going to go make a turn on, I believe it's Waterfall Road, to go by the lovely Sweet Arrow Lake where we were just earlier today. But hopefully in the next couple days I'll wind up doing some more of those videos. I'd like to knock those 2 off this week, but I'd also like to be able to go to Old Hanover Presbyterian Churchyard and do the starter of the Lebanon PA 250 series in concern to the Hanover resolves. I had done a short on that, and I'd like to do the long form talking about its significance in regard to Lebanon County and 250th anniversary of our country. And then maybe make my way this weekend up to Old Salem Lutheran Church in Lebanon, Pennsylvania, to talk about one of the earliest places that the Declaration of Independence was read. It's a very, very cool bit of history, and I think we're actually, instead of going by Sweet Arrow Lake, we're going to just go straight and then take us down to Pine Grove and then go through the center of town, and then we'll be done. This is a little bit of a shorter country road to take me home, but I thought those roads were cool, and it was, going between the churches is something neat to show you guys. This is the village of Pleasant Valley, and it is indeed a pleasant valley. We would normally make a right there. That would be Waterfell Road that would take us by Sweet Arrow Lake, but we're just going to go straight instead and take us the whole way down to Pine Grove here on 443. I believe this is referred to, once you get into Pine Grove, as, I think, Pottsville Road. I believe that's what it's referred to as, because I think the main street is Tulpahawken Road, and that would be the main street through Pine Grove. It's an old church that probably used to be a schoolhouse or something. Actually, this is the old church. Dunkard Brethren, that was what my mom's side of the family, they were Dunkard Brethren. The other one was probably a one-room schoolhouse. I think it's a daycare center now, so it's sort of continuing to serve a purpose with kids, which is sort of cool. So much history of my family here in Pine Grove. My dad grew up in Ravine, right down the road, and had a lot of his childhood adventures here in Pine Grove, Pennsylvania. There's a lot of history. It's one of these towns that the main street isn't a whole lot different than it was in, say, the 40s, 50s. And remember coming up here, I took you guys on the road adventure the one time, a road trip to Grandpa's house, and that was a trip we used to make every other Saturday from Greenpoint to his house. Forget what, Beach Street or something like that, but his home is a trailer, modular home, and that still stands to this very day. You got the VFW there across the street, and the Boys of the Fallen Sun and the Risen Moon. That's where they meet when they come here every single year to reminisce on the stories of old and the adventures that they had. And this is the main street of Pine Grove, Pennsylvania. Like I said, it's very, this is Main Street America, what it used to be like everywhere. A lot of those homes and places that had significance aren't here anymore. Fires being torn down, whatever it might be, but much of the old characters still here, and how extraordinary that is. Coming up here on the left, that is the old Armory building. I believe probably was built around the time of World War I. Bunch of really cool old shop fronts that have retained their original coolness. And up here on the left is the Pine Grove Theater. I believe at one time it was called the Hippodrome, and that would have been back in the teens and stuff like that, but the architecture on that is just, it's old school movie theater to a T. A lot of really cool, old, unique homes. We've done St. Peter's Lutheran Church up here, and Gunkel Cemetery on the left. And just really stunning buildings to just remember from my childhood. And so fun going on these drives with you. So I want to say thank you for coming along as we leave Pine Grove. And thank you, as always, for coming along on another adventure. And as always, we'll see you all about town.